Hi, welcome to the award-winning Ed Brown Show. And once again, special guest. We have, he's the sheriff and he was chief of police. I mean, he's paid his dues as far as but people are concerned. As far as Prince George's County, he's really given it his all. And you know who that is? That's Melvin High. I know you all know him because he's been in the community 4, 5, 6. I don't know how many years there, Melvin. You were a chief of police, and now you sheriff, and you running for re-election.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Mr. Brown, for the invitation to be on your show, your award-winning show. I've had the privilege of serving the citizens of Prince George's County as the chief of police. I did that for about 6 years, and now almost 4 years as the sheriff of Prince George's County. And so it's certainly been my honor and privilege to serve the citizens in this law enforcement capacity.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. Actually, you know, you're from this area, or you're from a different area?
Well, I'm a native to Mississippi. And
hey, you know where was it? Jackson, Mississippi.
Absolutely.
Okay, Jackson, Mississippi. My mother was born there, and at Yazoo City.
Yazoo City. I know them both. I know them both. I was born in a place called Union County, and my family moved down to an area called Tupelo, and Tupelo is famous for the birth of Elvis Presley, I guess, and I'll say because of Melvin High as well.
Melvin High, right.
Absolutely.
Great.
But my family moved to Washington, D.C. Just after I graduated from high school, and had an opportunity to leave Washington and go to college at Tennessee State University.
Tennessee State, great.
Absolutely, get a degree in.
Yeah, my father was from Memphis, Tennessee.
Absolutely,
yeah, great. So,
I know Memphis
and I was
well.
born in Memphis.
All right, all right. I know it well.
I
know it well.
Right.
And get a degree in biology, and had the privilege again to teach high school science for about a year, and then went into the United States Marine Corps and served the
Serving your country.
Pardon me?
Serving your country.
Serving my country, absolutely. Right. So had a great experience, and then came back to Washington, D.C., joined the Metropolitan Police Department, and rose up through the ranks and became a senior leader in the Metropolitan Police Department. Left there and became the chief of police in Norfolk, Virginia. Oh, wow. And then had the real opportunity to come back to Prince George's County to serve as the chief of police, and made, I believe, a great stride in improving and moving that police department forward. And so I think we have a police department there now that really is integrated with our community, works well with our community, and that's a critical factor in making safe communities, when police and citizens work together.
Great.
And then become sheriff. The citizens did me a great favor by electing me sheriff in 2010, and here we are in another election season. I'm running again.
Ready to go again.
Ready to go again.
Okay, well, tell us something. You know, a lot of people, they see the sheriff and they see police, and they wonder, say, now, which one is what, and which one supersedes the other, and who has the authority over the other?
Well, we have equal authority. Police officers and sheriff's deputies, they receive the same training. We are sanctioned by the same state commission in terms of our authority. But in terms of operational aspects, the police are the people who respond to the 911 emergency calls, do the preventive patrol out in our community, and do the investigation of crimes. The sheriff's office in Prince George's County works principally as the enforcement arm of our courts, having as a chief duty to ensure the safety of our courts, the safety of our judges. Prince George's County has the busiest court system in the state of Maryland. We interact with and screen about 1,300,000 people per year that access our courts. We do that without incident. And then we serve all of the writs and orders in court, warrants, et cetera, that our courts here issue. And so principally we do that. And then our charter is amended to allow us to provide other assistance to the county government. And so we engage in some emergency response to domestic violence matters.
Very sensitive.
Absolutely. We serve in many of our middle schools. We have a great mentoring program in most of our middle schools where we help young people grow and develop. And we have a best practice domestic violence intervention prevention program that we do. And we also provide some education to seniors in regard to senior safety.
Right.
Senior safety.
Great.
And so we do that. We assist the county in making a safer place by working with the county in its Transforming Neighborhoods initiative. And so, and then in collaboration with federal and state law enforcement partners, we have people on our drug task forces and all of that kind of thing.
That's something I was going to get in. What about this cadet corps?
Absolutely.
And tell us a little bit about how a youngster can get involved in that.
Well, let me just first say, I have a strong interest in our young people and their growth and development. And so we have an Explorers program where young people age 14 can become explorers. We help them grow and develop and learn discipline so they become self-disciplined young people, that they see forward and have a strong vision of the future.
Limit 14?
14 is the
earliest
age.
Okay.
And they stay in that until they become adults. And so we have a number of young people who are in our Explorers program. They wear Explorers uniform, and the Explorers is a product that came out of the Boy Scouts of America.
Yeah.
And so it's a great program. It helps young people grow and develop into really fine adult citizens. Many of them leave the Explorers program and become police officers and deputy sheriffs, et cetera, and continue to contribute to their community. But another important aspect of what we do with young people is our program we call Transition 8-9, where we work with a number of private partners and with our schools to have deputies in our middle schools working with young people to listen and hear from them about their challenges and the difficulties they face, and work with them to find solutions and resolutions to problems and issues, and understand how to navigate up to the high school, so that when they leave middle school, they are well-grounded, so that they can address issues of bullying and those kind of things,
like
so that from day one at high school, they can focus on their academics as opposed to fear, intimidation, and those kind of issues.
Well, what about the parents involved? You have any program in which the parents and the child actually is involved?
We absolutely do. We work in collaboration with our juvenile courts. As I said earlier, our principal responsibility is to work as an agent of our courts, and so we work with a number of young people who are diverted from incarceration and to programs that help them to overcome their issues and challenges and their brief mistakes and missteps in their lives, to divert them so that they don't have to be incarcerated, so that their path can get back on track. So we work with that, and a critical component of that is working with the parents and the adults in the lives of these young people, so that it's a holistic approach of trying to ensure that the whole family.
What about when a youngster is incarcerated and he has to make that adjustment coming back? Often it's difficult maybe for him to make that adjustment because of his record that he
Absolutely. Well, you know, we have in Prince George's County something called a reentry task force, where we have a number of government agencies, a number of private individuals and private organizations, nonprofits. We all work to collaboratively to help people who return to our community, so that that doesn't become an anvil that precludes future success. And so that's our real effort, to make sure that our returning citizens, whether they are juveniles or whether they are adults, have the best opportunity to reintegrate into our society and become a contributing adult. And so there are a number of partners that work together to try and make that happen.
And another thing that is very sensitive, and it takes, I would say, special training, to really handle that. That's enforcement of court order.
Absolutely.
Of when a person is set out. You know, do you have special training for the deputies? Because that's so sensitive, you know, emotionally.
Absolutely.
And the sheriff has to do his job.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, certainly, one of the important components of our work is the training aspect.
Yes.
And so our people go through significant training on a number of issues and areas. And certainly ethical training and sensitivity and all of those things to promote a great capability in each of our deputies to do their jobs well, but understand that we're dealing with human beings.
Right.
And so we work hard to ensure that our people bring compassion to their work while also having passion and zest for the work that we do. We've been able to improve the morale of our agency so that our people feel good about what we do, the way we do it, and want to come to work. And they come to work and work at full capacity. And so I think they make a really significant difference in Prince George's County and in the lives of the citizens of this county. And so I'm extremely proud of the work that our deputies do.
Well, actually, the crime rate has gone down. It's been going down.
Absolutely.
And what happens with it, just my observation is that the parent are getting more involved in it. And just like you said, you have a program concerning the schools too, because the parent and the schools and the police, they have to work together.
They have to work together.
See.
And you're absolutely right, Mr. Brown. Crime in Prince George's County is probably at a 30-plus year low.
Right.
And much of that is due to our outstanding police department. But we have a collaborative approach. When Mr. Baker came into office as the county executive, he got together with the state's attorney, me as the sheriff, with the chief of police and our corrections agency and all of the public safety partners to develop a strategy that works. And so as a result of that strategy, there's great synergy. And all of the things that we're doing have made significant headway in reducing crime in Prince George's County, particularly violent crime. One of the real focus areas for the sheriff's office is that we focus on violent offenders first, because they're the ones that presents the greatest threat to our community.
Right.
And so I think that's had a good part to do with where we are and the progress we're making.
Okay, what about parent or adult involvement in some kind of training with your organization to make them understand, you know, what your job is, and basically what happens is people, they have a bad image, they have a negative image.
Absolutely.
And are you working with the adults? You have an adult program.
We work with our entire community, and certainly adults are
well, do you have an
important
organization? You have an organization that if an adult want to get involved with the sheriff department?
We certainly have volunteer opportunities for adults, and we have a number of them. Let me say a couple of things. One, we have our Citizens Advisory Council.
Okay, that's
where we have a number of individual citizens who live in our community in different geographical locations in our community, representing different cultures, etc. And they meet with me.
You call that the Citizens Advisory Council. Well, how do you contact? If an individual really wants to get involved, volunteer on his citizen advisory,
they can call my office at 301-780-8600, and that will get them to the sheriff's office. And I look forward to every citizen coming and joining us in this effort to create stronger relationships and collaboration with our community.
Will they have to go to the how would they just call and they would tell them where the meeting is, or what's the procedure?
Well, they go through a process in terms of their interest and displaying that interest. We'll do a little bit of a background check on them, etc. And then it's a volunteer effort.
How often do they meet?
Every other month.
Every other month.
Every other month.
Great.
And it's for about 3 hours
3 hours.
of time that we meet, where those citizens are shared all of what we're doing in the sheriff's office. They get an opportunity to comment on that, and then to go back to their communities and query their citizens about issues that they see with the sheriff's office and how we make it better. And then they bring that back to me. And so I meet directly with these citizens. It's not a second tier or any of that. I meet directly and hear their voices and thus the community's voice directly from them. But in addition to the Citizen Advisory Council, I go out into the community. I would dare say I've been to every civic league, homeowners association in the county, because I want to hear directly from the citizens about the issues and how we can do this job and serve their interests well.
Okay, that sounds great. And you know, I want to put in the plug for senior citizens.
Absolutely.
You know, a lot of times, you know, they're not physically, they're not capable of able. Have you thought about programs where they can get more protection?
Absolutely. One of the things I do personally, but we have a section that's called our community partnership section that meets with citizens, and they go to where they are, the citizens, senior residences and all of that, and share information about senior safety and how senior citizens can be safer. And I just give a plug. One of the things, they have the greatest tool to help themselves be safe, help our community be safe, and that's this, to be alert and aware and be focused. And so they receive that information. And one last thing I'll say that we do that's important to senior citizens is we have this Vows for Life program where we provide information for our seniors who have medical issues. We work with our fire department and our emergency medical response folks so that if a senior is in distress or have a problem or issue, that information is contained within their residence. The fire department knows where it is, so they can get that information on their arrival to make sure they administer the right medical treatment at the beginning.
Fantastic. Well, it's great to have you here. What we're going to do, we're going to take a break then, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. When we have here Melvin High, I mean, he's the sheriff of Prince George County, done a terrific job. And what we're talking about, I mean, you may not be a senior citizen now, but hey, if you're lucky, you'll make it. Hey, tell us about this 311, you know, number and how your office responds to it.
Well, in the last year or so, the county established a number 311 because it's an easy to remember number for everybody, and what that does is it comes into the county and it covers every agency. So whatever problem that you might have that you need government intervention for, you can dial 311 and that information will get to the right agency. You'll be given a response back within a brief period of time as to the resolution of your particular issue. So I think that's an important service because it allows citizens to have an easy to remember number, a number where they can contact any aspect of their government.
Yeah, without wondering, let's see, what's the number of that department, or what's the number of that department?
Absolutely.
And that can be
absolutely
terrible.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But how many of us remember the number of every department, the water department or the TV or whatever? So I think that's a good move.
And one important aspect of it is 311 and the people who are behind that number have researched it, and so they know the right person in the agency to contact, as opposed to the citizen for the problem that you have, as opposed to the citizen calling and saying, well, I get this office, I get this office, I get this office, etc. So it takes a lot of the frustration out of citizen making contact with that government.
And they get the right office.
And they get the right office.
That's the problem. You know, you think, well, what is this under? Is this under the Department of Public Safety or Public Wealth? You know, and it's very frustrating.
Absolutely.
But I'm taking a little time with the seniors because I was just telling you, I think that having a program, and you could have it a volunteer program where seniors could register, and they could register their physical problem.
Absolutely.
And then they could also
Right.
probably get involved with a group of volunteers that would do chores
Absolutely.
for senior citizens that
Absolutely.
have been doing their chores for the last 50 years.
Absolutely.
And all of a sudden, you know, they have a problem and they can't do those. They're willing to do it.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure most of them are willing to pay.
Absolutely.
But I think a service of that nature for the senior citizen in Prince George County, that would be a step and would increase the friendship with the, the image.
Absolutely.
That would increase the image, you know.
Absolutely.
And if a person has a problem, well, whatever district it is, they could register, and they would know that on such and such a street there's so and so, and they got two 90-year-olds there.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And that type of thing. And when they need help, they would be available.
Absolutely. Well, you know, that's a great idea. I believe one of the things that the county has done through its Office on Aging is to work with senior citizen
Well,
organizations.
most people
in
don't
groups.
know the Office of Aging.
Right, absolutely.
See, they understand how to contact us.
It's about communications, it's about sharing information so that our citizens know you exist.
Right.
And so that's certainly a quest of mine to make sure that our seniors, as we go out in our program, to interface with our seniors, to have them become aware of their government and the services that their government provides.
Office of Aging. How many out there knew that Prince George County had an Office of Aging?
Yes.
They don't know.
I understand.
You know, that communication, I think, would be great, and it'd be something that they're talking about the different programs, they feed the hungry and things like that.
Absolutely.
Different programs.
Absolutely.
I think that the law enforcement should get involved in the senior citizens.
Absolutely. Well, I make the rounds. I get around to the senior citizens, and one of the things that I share with them is that Melvin High is an advocate for our seniors, and so I give them my number and the means to contact me, whatever their problem. It doesn't have to be a public safety problem. If they contact me, I'll find the right agency, organization to help them to get the services.
Right.
I think wherever we sit in our government, it's about helping our people.
Right.
And so that's a responsibility if I assigned to myself, particularly on behalf of our seniors. If they have an issue, they can call Melvin High.
Fantastic.
And we'll find a solution for them.
Fantastic. Okay, tell us some of the things that you're going to do in your next term here that you have on the burner.
Well, you know, one of the critical issues, while we made great strides on public safety, one of our still difficult challenges is domestic violence. Okay. And so we right now have a award-winning, I believe, best practice approach to domestic violence. I've shared with the county my concept of how we can expand that program to make sure it's a more effective program. So that's on my top of my to-do list is to expand our efforts, our best practice approach in domestic violence over the next several years. And also, we're almost at the birth point of something called the Family Justice Center, where we bring all of the various agencies and organizations, government, privates, nonprofits together under one roof to address domestic violence prevention, intervention, and enforcement.
Wow.
So that people don't have to go. It's a one-stop shop for all of this. We're working with our courts and our family service agencies, police, our nonprofits like the Family Crisis Center, and those kind of agencies to try to bring all of that together under one roof. It's certainly my vision that happens in the next year or two.
That's
important.
Congratulations.
Absolutely.
That's really needed.
And then the other thing in terms of our organization, as our economy improves, to expand our resources a little bit so that we can be more focused on our basic mission. And that's to make sure that as our county grows, et cetera, that we absolutely keep our courts safe places, keep our judges safe, and that all of the orders and writs and warrants that we have, that we continue to do those services in the most efficient, timely way.
Well, do you work with the school? Do you have a program where youngsters can actually visit the sheriff's department?
Absolutely.
Can go down and see the cells, see where you're going to be if you don't do the right thing.
Absolutely. We have those kinds of programs. One of the things that we do in the sheriff's office is we run every summer camp for young people, where we talk to them about the law and the consequences of violating the law, and other mentoring and development issues at these camps. And so it's been well received by our youngsters.
Yes.
One of the things I'm proudest of, and we just did that today, is we gave out scholarships.
Is that right?
Melvin High scholarships to a number of
Congratulations.
graduating seniors just this day.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic, because that improves the image of the law enforcement, whether it's sheriff or police, whatever. And really, you're doing it for the youngsters and also for the parents. And you parents need to get involved as volunteers in these programs. You know, everybody has to do it. Hey, and don't forget to vote. Everybody needs to vote. I mean, there's no such thing as sitting home and wait. Hey, look, you can start the 12th and you can vote all the way up to 24. And I want to say congratulations to you, Sheriff. Your programs are fantastic. And hopefully you have success. Anything I can do, bringing kids on or something, just let me know. This has been Ed Brown. See you next time.